8:21 this morning on Good Day Columbia, and since the beginning of the epidemic, over 1 million Americans have been diagnosed with AIDS. Over 600,000 have died from the disease. Although AIDS is transmitted through blood transfusion and drug use, the majority of infections come from the lack of safe sex practices. Tyler Ryan joins us now with some very important information. He's been taking on the roads with Tyler's travels. Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, Friendy. You know, those numbers are astounding. Over a million
Right.
people, over 600,000 have lost the fight with HIV and AIDS. Do you know that every year in the United States, 48,000 new cases of HIV are diagnosed? And we're talking about beyond HIV, of course, just STDs, sexually transmitted diseases in general, over a million a year. There is one way, though, Friendy, that you can prevent about 95% of the transmissions, and that is this, the practice of safe sex. And to help support that, the Condom Nation is rolling through town tomorrow. And Elizabeth McLendon from the Condom Nation movement, how are you, dear?
I am doing great. Good morning, everyone. The Condom Nation tour is a 25-state, 6-month tour ending up in Washington, D.C. just before July 22nd for the Keep the Promise 2012 March on Washington, asking the world leaders to keep the promises they've already made about HIV, and then the International AIDS Conference. We are promoting safe sex, recognizing that not a single one of us would be here unless two people had had sex.
Right.
And so if we want to promote safe sex, we absolutely believe abstinence is the best way, but if you're not abstinent, particularly if you're married, you don't have the option to be abstinent.
Sure.
So we want people to know that there is a very inexpensive way to keep yourself safe. So we are promoting through this very creative measure of giving away as many as 60,000 condoms in one event elsewhere in the nation already. So Columbia right now is the only South Carolina location. It'll be tomorrow on Friday, May 4th, and 2 locations from 11 to 2 at Millwood and House Streets, and 4 to 7 out at 3055 Bluff Road, just off I-77.
Right. Now, of course, you're also going to have free HIV screening
Yes.
and certainly free condoms as well, the Condom Nation tour. But, Elizabeth, real quickly, explain why this is such a passion for you.
Well, I have lost hundreds of friends to this epidemic, 10 extremely, actually no, about 15 extremely good friends. And I have hundreds of people that I know living with HIV right now, and I am terrified on behalf of the young people who are not yet infected, the young people who are getting infected at astronomical rates here in South Carolina. So this is a personal passion of mine to work to help eradicate this disease.
All right, Ms. McLendon, thank you
Thank
for your
you.
efforts here. The Condom Nation tour are going to be in town tomorrow. Details are we can put up on your screen for you also at midlandsconnect.com/GDC. Now, here's the deal, guys. If you're curious, you ever wonder what it's like to live with HIV, coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to talk to a young lady who is living with HIV. She's had it several years, and she says, you know what, I want to share with you why you need to protect yourself if you're going to do it, and that's coming up in a few minutes. Friendy?
Wow, Tyler, that's very brave of her. Thank you so much for that.